Here we go. We're gonna try this for the fourth. This will be the fourth time. Dude, look. I'm telling you guys, I've literally went to edit 3 different videos before this one. 3 videos previously before this one, and I honestly don't even know if this one's going to make it onto YouTube, because I don't know how to be a YouTuber. I don't know how to content create. So pretty much 2 videos I tried to make last week. Recorded them, went in to edit them. The first one, I got into the editing, got into Premiere, and when I started editing, I noticed these like little stutters in both the face cam footage and the gameplay, and it was happening at the same time. Like, something was happening during the recording that was making the game and the screen, I can't even talk. Something was happening on the computer that was making the gameplay and the face cam footage at the same time, simultaneously, like, stutter. And it was small at first, but then I noticed like more and more and in bigger sections. So the video was ultimately scrapped. Then I go to make a second video. Literally right after the same day that I recorded the other video, and went and tried and edit it. And the same thing, the very same thing happened again. And this video was about me being frustrated that the first video had issues. So I decided I'm gonna take a break, give up, grind these camos a little bit, take advantage of this double weapon XP and double XP and Nuketown playlist on Cold War, and I did just that. I just grinded and tried to, make the best out of the double XP as I could. And that leads us to today. Get home from work and I record a video. It was a really good video, I feel like. Top notch. I didn't even get very far in the editing process to tell you if the computer is even still making it like freeze and skip in certain parts, because I didn't have my mic on. So it's just my face, my lips just jawing away and nothing coming out. No voice, audio, just camera footage and gameplay. So that video is also just not even gonna exist now. So here's this video, and hopefully it makes it to YouTube, because this will be the 4th time that I've tried to make a video. And I hope that everything's set up properly, because I don't know what I'm doing clearly. Like I said, the video from today, I thought it was a really good video. The footage will be playing right now, so enjoy it. It was me just really trying to get better at sniping. So if you have any tips and tricks, let me know. Okay, trying to get the Pellington gold. That was another thing. I have the Stoner and the XM4 gold now, working on the Pellington. I'm all over the place. I think maybe once I get the Pellington done, I'm just gonna strictly work on LMGs so I can actually get something diamond. Anyways, it kind of works out that these videos, or at least this video today, got completely scrapped because I was thinking at work today. I noticed something at work and I kind of wanted to talk about it and post it, just because I don't know. I was thinking and I was like, you know what, this is it was a realization that I had, and it was really like, I felt it was important. This has to do with life, and like not necessarily taking the easier path or taking the harder path or the path less traveled by. But while I was at work, more than likely nobody's gonna understand what I'm talking about, but just bear with me, because I'm gonna kind of compare it to something else that might make a little bit more sense. So while I was at work today, I was actually chopping bolts on a bottom rail of a trailer. Now, these bolts, when I was chopping them, you normally X the heads, and it makes it easier for you to chop the bolts off. And what I mean by X is, I mean take a grinder and like grind an X into the head of the bolt so you can actually chop it. Makes it a lot easier. Well, I normally go through and use the grinder and, make one line going one way, and then I'll go back and like finish the X. Well, today I actually just did my first line, and I was like, let me see if I can like just bust these off real quick. Kind of being lazy, but at the same time trying to get it done kind of thing. And I realized something. When I went through and made all those single lines and then went to chop it, I was spending a lot of time chopping one bolt. So what I thought was going to take less time ended up pretty much equaling out to the same amount of time, just a lot more like force, if you will. So like there's a bit of struggle there. I was fighting something that I knew that had I gone and made the X all the way, made the other line on these bolt heads, that it would go a lot smoother. Take the same amount of time, because, you know, going through and making one line on these bolt heads, if I went through and made the other line and finished the X, it would take longer before I could start chopping them. But if I made just a single line, I was actually spending more time chopping. So if I made the X completely, I know I'm all over the place, I apologize, I'm going to compare it to something here in a second. If I made the X completely, it made chopping it so much more faster and easier. But I had to take the time to finish the X, right? Use the other line. Pretty much what I thought is both of these ways are going to end up taking the same amount of time. Whether I make one line and then struggle chopping every single one of them, right? Or if I actually go make my first line, then complete the X on every bolt, then chop it, because chopping it's going to be faster. So rather than trying to do something where the finish line seemed closer, but I was going to struggle to get there, I took the longer route to get to the same outcome with less struggle. So it's almost like having two paths, right? You have a path that goes this way, you have a path that goes this way. This path is shorter than the other path. You can see the finish line, but there's a ton of obstacles in the way. This path is just straightforward, takes a longer time to get to the finish line, but it's smooth sailing, right? The realization that I had is that sometimes in life, you're presented with these two paths, right? You see the path that has the obstacles, but the finish line is visible. You can see it. It looks super close. It's super obtainable. But it's almost like an illusion, because it's actually going to take, you're going to go through far more struggle or run into roadblocks, if you will, because you're going to have to go through these obstacles rather than going through a path that is completely clear, but it takes a little bit longer to get to the finish line. Is any of this making sense? I swear in my head it makes complete sense. I went through and X'd the rest of the bolt heads, and chopping it was a lot easier, but I had to take the time to go and make the X on the heads. It makes sense in my head. I hope you guys are following along. Honestly, I don't know. The realization that I had is that life may present you with two paths. One where you might see something shiny at the end, but you're gonna go through shit to get to it. And it seems like you can get there so fast, but you have to go through so much to get there, right? And it's oftentimes a struggle, or, you know, you get hurt along the way, or whatever the case may be. There's things that get in your way, obstacles. Then the other path is just a little bit more straightforward. You don't necessarily see the finish line because it's a longer path, but it's obstacle free. It just takes longer. It seems like it takes longer. They both take the same amount of time, just one is a little bit closer to the finish line, and it seems like you're gonna get there faster, but you're gonna hit all these obstacles. The other, obstacle free, a longer path. They both take the same amount of time, just one is struggle free. Does that make any sense to anybody? I really hope it does, because I was sitting there listening to my music. Spotify Shuffle was on point this morning. I'm gonna be honest, I had a good day, and I just realized, like, I know that if I take this extra step, it's gonna alleviate a lot of struggle that I may have should I not. So it's almost like I was trying to get finished faster. I thought I could get finished faster, but I was having a harder time. And as soon as I just took the extra step, the longer path, everything went smooth sailing. I really hope this makes sense to anybody watching, because it just seems so like eye-opening. A lot of times in my life particularly, I've wondered, why am I going down this path maybe when I feel like this path is so much closer to what I want to obtain, or the finish line, the goal, the end goal for whatever I have set. And I always wonder, why am I taking the longer path when I can see it over there? And then I realized that over there, there's a lot more hardships, unnecessary hardships. That's the important thing. It's not taking the easier route. It's not taking the road less traveled by. It's taking the route that is going to get you to the same place, that takes the same amount of time. You just can't see. That's the thing. Everybody likes to see the end goal, right? The prize at the end. It's easier to work towards it if you see it, but it may be harder. Man, honestly, I don't feel like I'm doing a good job explaining this. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, because sometimes I feel like I could take a path that's easier because I can see whatever it is I'm working towards. But I had the realization today that I know that I am on the right path. I'm going the direction I'm supposed to be going, at the pace I'm supposed to be going, with limited hardships and struggles, because nobody wants to go through life, even to obtain something they really want, with just, having to truck through dog shit. Nobody wants that, like, still, I hope you guys aren't like thinking that I'm saying don't work hard and like to get to what you want. It's not the case. It's just still work hard and work towards what you want. Just don't go through any unnecessary struggles and hardships because you think you can obtain the goal faster, when there is another path that is so straightforward and so less of a struggle fest, and it gets you to the same place in the same amount of time too. I don't know. It makes sense to me. I really wanted this to be like somewhat motivational, or just someone to pick up on what I'm saying and just like click with it and just vibe with it and understand, or relate to it, because it seemed relatable, honestly. Like in the moment when I was at work and this was all going through my head, it seemed super relatable. Yeah, so I hope you did enjoy the video of me just fumble over my words and try to explain something that honestly to me is kind of hard to explain. I can't really put my thoughts onto paper, because it's just it was like a mental awakening of something that I was like putting myself through. Either way, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 500 subscribers. I really hope this video makes it to the channel with minimum issues in the editing process, because I've just not had the best luck in creating content the past week. So like I said, if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. Any and everyone's thoughts, any constructive criticism, or maybe they went through something similar or have something they would like to emphasize on or add on to my thought, because I surely don't feel like I did a very good job explaining it. Anyways, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.